So I want to rap a little bit. I tried to fucking live stream this shit, but I'm an old man apparently when it comes to computers. You can't figure it out. So you know what? Here. Uh, okay. So we will live onto the Instagrams. And all right. Hi, Instagrams. As I was telling YouTube over here, I was trying to live onto YouTube, but it's not working. So I'm going to live to you, Instagram, and I'll talk to you, YouTube, and then you'll just get this when you get it. Um, so I went to these so-called protests today. Yesterday and today, um, to see what things were all about. And the very first thing that I'm coming away with is that people who are moderate go to these things because are they've been lied to, or because they want to observe. And the number of people who have been lied to far outnumber the people who are there to observe. So let me open up a message I just sent my friend here. So the way I see it, it's like 85% of the people there are people that have been lied to. 14%, which is a pretty big fucking number, but 14% are the extremists, and then 1% are the observers, or as Andrew Breitbart called them, citizen reporters. So yeah, 7% of extremists on both sides. And what do I mean when I say extremist? I mean someone who is not a. So this is another thing that's like really struck me, is that like moderates in the present parlance don't really go to these things, like I said, unless they've been lied to. And unfortunately, a lot of fucking people have been fucking lied to. And I saw this with my own. Hang on. I'm not even getting any audio here. Hello? Hello? Now I'm echoing. What the fuck? No. Okay, I am. I'm sorry. That was weird. Anyways, um, so a lot of fucking people were fucking lied to. It's pretty damn obvious. I was watching Tiny's live video last night, Tiny of Patriot Prayer, and they had a flyer going around saying, this is Patriot Prayer, and they were showing people in white hoods, and that's straight up not Patriot Prayer. And so people are being fucking lied to. This is not okay. I don't know why this is okay, why we are settling for being fucking lied to, and why that is just acceptable. Everything's acceptable as long as the ends justifies the means, right? Everything is acceptable. People can get murdered. People get their head bashed in with bricks. People can be called racist. Um, and further on to tribalism. This was like the most tribalistic experience of my fucking life. Um, so I went. So I went to Berkeley. I'll start with today since it's freshest. So I went to Berkeley, see what all the fucking fuss was about, and basically, they're all fucking blocking the streets, being a bunch of jackasses. Look at my Instagram videos. I did capture a few videos on Instagram. I also did capture one on YouTube that I guess I'll upload. That's not very long. Um, at any rate, so a lot of these people are people who are just being fucking lied to, and even who I'm calling the extremists are they're extremists because they've been fucking lied to. This is not acceptable. This is our society. We are being lied to, and we are accepting the lies, and we are accepting the garbage, and accepting dehumanizing human beings right in front of us, and calling them Nazis and fascists and racists. It's not okay. And so I was at Berkeley, and I'm like taking some pictures, taking some videos, and this big guy comes up to me and he's like, "Excuse me, can I ask who you're with?" And I said, "I'm an individual. I'm not with any organization." And he's like, okay, well, some people have told me that you're taking videos and pictures, and I just want to know if you're with us or if you're with them. I'm like, I'm not sure what you mean. He says, well, do you support Trump? And I said, well, I didn't vote for him, if that's what you mean. And he said, well, uh, I would just ask that if you are with them, if you support Trump, whatever the fuck he said, I can't remember, then I would just ask that you leave and go over there. And he pointed over there, but over there was where other protesters on his same side were. So this is just the mass hysteria, the mass confusion of these things. Everyone's a fucking idiot there. Everyone's been fucking lied to. Stop fucking lying. This is not acceptable. This is not fucking acceptable. That this is what our discourse has devolved to. That everyone is fucking lying. Why the fuck is that okay? That everyone is just fucking lying. Stop lying. Stop fucking lying. Patriot Prayer, they're white supremacists. No, they're not. The people who run Patriot Prayer aren't even fucking white. So they can't possibly be white supremacists. I saw an article yesterday calling Charles Barkley a black white supremacist. This is dangerous, and no one even sees it. No one even wants to acknowledge it, realize it, accept that it is dangerous. And you know, as I was driving home yesterday, I started to realize, you know what? Shit, dude. I really feel like shit right now. Because I'm being told I lost a relationship by someone who told me I'm a fucking racist. And the societal message is white men don't fucking matter. Their opinions mean less than everyone else's because they're white men. You've never suffered, never experienced pain. You're just fucking privileged as shit on your fucking yacht. And so I'm like, God damn. Fuck, dude, I see why people can become fucking Nazis really fucking easily when they're fucking just made to feel like shit all the time. Now, I got a good head on my shoulders, so I'm not going to start fucking, stoning people and lynching people. But someone who is a bit closer to the edge of doing that, now they're going to go out and fucking, they're going to go to a group and then guess what? So you're creating Klansmen. That's what you fucking do with mentally unstable people. You push them and now they're in the Klan or whatever the fuck, right? And then, if they already are in these groups and they see this shit and they hear this shit and they feel like shit, then they're going to go out and fucking act and blow up a fucking building or something. This is not okay. Stop fucking lying. I did want to read this, and then I need to go to sleep or something. So I did want to read this. They were handing this out. So apparently November 4th, and I have heard whisperings of this before, but apparently November 4th, there's going to be like a goddamn insurrection within the country. I mean, that's what they're planning anyway. We'll see how far they get. But so it says, this is two-sided. It says, on November 4th, 2017, take to the streets and public squares in cities and towns across the country, continuing day after day and night after night, not stopping until our demand is met. And their demand is this nightmare must end. The Trump-Pence regime must go. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. So they actually fucking believe. They actually believe. They actually literally believe that Trump is literally Hitler and literally a fascist. And so they're spending all this time and energy and hatred on a fucking lie. Anyways, so it says, a nightmare. Immigrants living in terror. Their next step could mean detention, deportation, being torn from children and loved ones. A nightmare. Muslims and refugees demonized, banned, and cast out. A nightmare. Millions, children, the elderly, the sick, the poor, denied health care, food assistance, the very right to live. A nightmare. Women objectified, degraded, and denied the basic right to control their own reproduction, with fundamentalist Christian fascism increasingly being made law. No, it's not. A nightmare. LGBTQ, WXYZ, LMNOP people stigmatized, ostracized, and denied civil rights recently won. No, they're fucking not. A nightmare. Yeah, it goes for the rest of these, by the way. A nightmare. Black and Latino people openly threatened by the president. When? With maximum sentencing. Stop and frisk going national. No, it's fucking not. And it stopped question and frisk. Intensified police brutality and murder of our youth with no holds barred. A nightmare. People all over the world facing bombings. Really? Occupations, war, and the threat of nuclear war with Donald Trump's America First finger on the nuclear trigger. A nightmare. I gotta stop talking like this in my voice. The truth bludgeoned, lies and more lies, critical thinking being destroyed in education and public discourse. You mean like you're fucking doing by lying? A nightmare. The whole planet in peril from a regime that denies global warming and shreds all environmental protections. A nightmare. A regime step by step discarding basic democratic rights, targeting group after group, and suppressing dissent and resistance. A regime unleashing the violence of fascist thugs. This is fascism, a qualitative change in how society is governed. History has shown that fascism must be stopped before it becomes too late. This nightmare must end. Millions feel this and ache with the question of how to stop this unrelenting horror. The stakes are nothing less than the future of humanity and the planet itself. But it goes on. Who will end this nightmare? We will. Only the determined struggle of millions of people acting together with courage and conviction can drive this regime from power. On November 4th, here's the meat and potatoes, boys and girls. On November 4th, 2017, we will gather in the streets and public squares of cities and towns across this country. At first, many thousands declaring that this whole regime is illegitimate and that we will not stop until our single demand is met. This nightmare must end. The Trump-Pence regime must go. Our protest must grow day after day and night after night, thousands becoming hundreds of thousands, and then millions determined to act to put a stop to the grave danger that the Trump-Pence regime poses to the world by demanding that this whole regime be removed from power. Our actions will reflect the values of respect for all of humanity, except for anyone who disagrees with you, and the world we want, in stark contrast to the hate and bigotry of the Trump-Pence fascist regime. Our determination to persist and not back down will compel the whole world to take note. Every force and faction in the power structure will be forced to respond to our demand. The cracks and divisions among the powers already evident today will sharpen and widen as we draw more and more people forward to stand up. All of this could lead to a situation where this illegitimate regime is removed from power. Spread the word and organize now. Be a part of making history. Don't let it be said that you stood aside while there was a chance, when there was still a chance to stop a regime that imperils humanity and the earth itself. Join in taking to the streets and the public squares day after day and night after night, demonstrating that in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. November 4, 2017, we will stand together with conviction and courage, overcoming fear and uncertainty to exist that the nightmare must end. The Trump-Pence regime must go. No, in the name of humanity, we refuse fascist America. Nightmare must end. Trump must go. It says refusefascism.org. So, oh, they have a meeting on August 29th in Dolores Street. So everyone should, I encourage y'all to go to that meeting and just see what happens. So, wow, holy shit, dude. So I did take some videos on the Instagrams, which I suggest everyone looks at, which is Frank_Del_Dean_of_satire. These are socialists. That's all they are. And they're marching. They've got hammer and sickle, shirts and flags and shit. This is really fucking terrifying. This is exactly the thing that actual fascists did. These are the actual fascists, and this is exactly what they did, how they gained power. They would fucking murder people and then say, those motherfuckers over there are murdering people, so we need to crack things down. Do not buy into any of this hysteria. The only thing you need to buy into is freedom and liberty. Everyone has the right to say whatever the fuck they want. Everyone has the right to do whatever the fuck they want, so long as they don't violate the rights of others by raping, robbing, assaulting, or murdering them. Can we talk? Because I'm not sure we can anymore. Anyways, that's all for now. Speak, listen, understand. Be safe. Don't get killed, and don't bash in people's heads with bricks and all the rest of it.